Hey everybody, it's Russ. I'm here with the Discovery 2200, and in this video I'm going to show you a tutorial on how to use this machine, but more importantly I'm going to show you how I set this unit up to hunt very effectively in parks and schoolyards. I think you're really going to enjoy this video, and I know if you follow what I tell you, you're really going to get the most out of this machine. You're going to have luck and you're going to make money. Okay, let's discuss the membrane switch. First off, to the left, you've got your sensitivity adjustment. You use these arrow keys to adjust the sensitivity level by pressing the plus or minus arrows for your sensitivity. Plus for more sensitivity, minus for less. And watch, notice the icons here, your sensitivity icons, reflect your adjustments. Default is 2. Now, all the way across the screen, we've got our discrimination adjustment. Plus for more discrimination, minus for less discrimination. So the Discovery 2200 eliminates target categories in a linear fashion. You can eliminate all the way up to zinc, but not any higher. You probably wouldn't want to eliminate any higher anyways, as this is where the higher value coins and metals lie. Keep in mind that gold is a middle conductor and can reside anywhere between the nickel to the zinc range, which means you'll have to dig a lot of trash if you want to find gold. This is so with all metal detectors. It's just the nature of the electrical conductivity of gold. Next is your power button. You saw me turn the unit on. I'll turn it off and then turn it back on. We've also got the Zap button. The Zap button is a one-touch button used to eliminate or reject target categories. So let me go ahead and show you how the Zap button works. Let's say you're in an area and there's just a bunch of zinc pennies, but you just don't want to dig the zinc pennies for any reason. I mean, this can be because you're looking for older coins, or maybe you're looking for a certain target, so you just want to stop all those zinc pennies from coming in. All you have to do is pass the coil over one of those targets and then press the Zap button. What this does is immediately removes the zinc pennies from detection with one press of the button. Now this not only works with pull tabs, but any target between iron and zinc. We're just using zinc for this demonstration. So you see that R came up under the zinc arrow. That R stands for rejected. So we are now rejecting zinc pennies. Let me go ahead and wave a zinc penny under there. Oh, it's picking up my watch. So now you can see we have an R under zinc. What that stands for is rejected. So we're rejecting the zinc pennies. As you can see, we're not picking up the zinc penny. However, if we're looking for quarters, we can still pick up that quarter target. So next we've got our disc and all metal button. The 2200 is a 2-mode metal detector, meaning it has discrimination mode and all metal mode. In all metal mode, the Discovery 2200 will detect all kinds of metal, and in discrimination mode, you're able to choose which targets you want to detect and reject. Right now we're in discrimination. Real quick information about this. Let's say we go into all metal. So now we're into all metal. And you can see our discrimination buttons don't work. This unit defaults into all metal, so don't think your unit is broken because you can't discriminate. All you have to do is go into discrimination, all metal, and now you can see we're discriminating targets out, and these buttons work. So if for some reason your buttons don't work, your discrimination buttons, go hit that disc all metal mode. Okay, so let's talk about the Knotch button now. What the Knotch button is used for is to get in and bring targets back or knock targets out. The reason why this is necessary is because the 2200 discriminates targets out in a linear fashion. Let me show you what that means. So let's say here we're discriminating all the way to zinc, and now we can't pick up a nickel. Let's say you didn't want any of these targets between zinc penny and iron, but you wanted that nickel. That's where Knotch comes into play. Okay, so let's say we want to go in there and bring nickels back in. So all you have to do is press your Knotch button. You'll see that nickels will come back, will start to blink, press it again, and now we're able to detect nickels. Now let me go back to that starting section there. We'll bring nickels back in. Watch. We will not be able to detect nickels. No nickel. But if we use our Knotch button, by pressing it once, it's flashing the R under the nickel. Press it again to confirm. Now we're able to pick this nickel up. Okay, let's talk about my preferred settings for hunting parks and schoolyards. I'm going to go ahead and reset the detector just by turning it off, turning it back on. So now we're back to our default factory settings. Now remember before I told you the Discovery 2200 defaults to all metal mode. We don't want that. We want to be in discrimination and all metal. So I hit my disc in all metal mode. So what I do when I'm hunting in parks and schoolyards for coins, I'll set my discrimination all the way to steel cap. Now remember before I used Knotch to bring nickels back in. This is going to be so again because I definitely want to find nickels. So I'll hit that Knotch button, hit it again to confirm nickels, and now we've got nickels back. So we're detecting all US coins. Now the reason why I do that is not only because of nickels, but also a lot of gold rings will come up in this 5 cent range. Now I told you before that gold rings can really come up anywhere between 5 cent and zinc, but typically they come up in that 5 cent range, so that's why I bring nickels back in. Now sensitivity, I run that just as high as I can. This is area specific, so some areas you might be able to run sensitivity full blast, 4 bars. Like right here, I can run it full blast. Some areas, if there's a lot of power lines around, or if you're near houses that have air conditionings running, you'll get a lot of what we call EMI. And EMI is just the detectors kind of getting ghost detections. It's not really ghost detections, it's just that it's a sensitive piece of equipment, so it's picking up the electrical magnetic interference in the air and registering those. The way to combat that is just drop your sensitivity down. Sometimes just going down to 3 will be okay. If the unit settles down and doesn't give you these ghost readings, then that's where you go. If it's still doing it, drop it down again to number 2. And usually that's a good setting. However, sometimes you may have to go down to 1. Just keep that in mind. You just run this sensitivity as high as you can. Right here I can run it at 4, so that's where I'm going to run it. Okay, so now I'm going to show you how this unit reacts when we're out coin hunting, set up in the manner which I've explained. Now keep in mind that these targets are just buried in sand and they're only an inch or so deep, just to give you a demonstration. So the first target we're going to try is a zinc penny. Whoops, let me pause right here. I'm sorry guys, I forgot to explain about this number that you see in the middle of the screen. What that number is your depth indication. This tells you on the fly how deep the target is. Alright, let's get back to it. Now you notice we get that medium tone and the arrow comes up under zinc. So we're able to detect zinc pennies, and that's how a zinc penny is going to look and sound when set up this way. Okay, so over here I've got a copper penny. The difference between zinc and copper pennies are 82 and below, where zinc pennies are 82 and above. Okay, as you can see, we got the 1 cent dime reading, and we got the high tone. So the zinc penny will come up under zinc, whereas the copper penny will come up under 1 cent and dime, and it'll give you that high tone versus that medium tone that you got with the zinc penny. Okay, so the next target will be a nickel. So you can see, when set up like this, we get 5 cents and a low tone. So now let's try our dime. You notice we get the high tone and the triangle is lit up under 1 cent and dime. The reason that is because a penny and a dime are very close conductivity-wise, so it's really difficult to tell the difference. Okay, so now our next target is a quarter. Nice high tone, and you can see the triangle is lit up under a quarter. Okay, the next target is going to be a 50-cent piece. So as you can see, we got again a nice high tone, and the triangle is lit up under the 50-cent piece. Okay, so the next target we're going to run is a silver dollar. Okay, again, the Discovery 2200 is saying it's a $1 coin, and we got a nice high tone. Okay, so the $1,000,000 question: can the Discovery 2200 find gold? Now you see here, we got the low tone, and the triangle under 5-cent piece showed up. Again, remember I told you gold typically comes in the 5-cent range. So let me go ahead and retrieve this gold ring here. There it is. The Discovery 2200 found this men's 14-karat wedding band. Now, if it's there, the Discovery 2200 will find it. And if you find it, you'll pay for this machine 3, 4, 5 times over.